For our first panel, what we're going to do is we're going to take a tour around the world and hear perspectives from patients like you and their efforts to try to bring their lived experiences and their insights into advocacy and in terms of taking their experiences and impacting policy and considerations in their own countries. And so let's go ahead and take a quick run around the world.
My disease that I got from my mother, inherited from my mother, did not cause a lot of problems up to the age of 45, and so not for my family and my planning of a family. And I'm very happy that I've got 3 children and got to know after their birth and they were small about my illness. And so it began to impact my life with a high blood pressure. The disease began to have impact on my life because of too high blood pressure, up from, I think, 12 or 15 years ago. And my doctor always told me that kidney disease that you've got, it's quite another than your mom had, but we should take care of your blood pressure. I now know that it was not true because it's the same illness, but there was no treatment at that time to do anything against ADPKD. There was no treatment, but the only possibility to slow it down was to keep care of blood pressure. And that's what she did with me. And I had some years when I only had to take care of my blood pressure and change medicaments every 2 or 3 years because results changed. And it was up to, I think now, nearly 10 years when I got to know that it is ADPKD. My illness is the same as my mom had. And that's where it began to threaten me a bit, but not in every day, because I thought, my doctor is taking care of my kidneys and she tested every year if kidney function was okay, and every year she said, oh, it's okay. About 2014, she said, oh, your kidney function is okay. And I thought, why did she just have a pause when she said to me? And I Googled at home and I saw that number that my kidney function was not quite within the corridor where it should be. And that's when I began to, what will be? And I thought more about it. And the first thing that we decided, my husband and me, was let's have big journeys. Let's have ideas where we could travel in that time where my kidney function is okay. And I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, our first trip to the United States. And it was great. It was so great because my husband also had illness some years before that was okay again, but we also do not know how many years we can have big journeys. And we decided to have a good life and to try to not to think about our illnesses every moment, but to have a good life for us and the persons around us. Let me begin with the last part of the questions. I have a profile on Facebook, and there, with my name Rosi Brack, began to ask a lot of questions about this disease. After I got to know that my kidney function has begun to reduce, That was about in 2015. Then there were a lot of answers. I was very happy and am very happy about this. And some 8 or 9 months later, there was a question from Switzerland, from Zurich, from the ADPKD Competence Center. It's not a official center of the state Switzerland, but it's the biggest one of Switzerland who's specialized on our disease, on ADPKD, polycystic kidneys. And the question was, we have been looking after a person who could tell about the medicine, tolvaptan, that could be prescribed in Germany up from summer of 2015 because it was to get allowance to be prescribed in Switzerland up from autumn 2016. They wanted to get experience from persons who took it already and could tell. And I am from southern Germany, that's quite near to Switzerland. And I answered, I could go to Switzerland, to Zurich, and tell a bit about it. Tell me more. It was the beginning of several journeys to Switzerland, to Zurich, to tell persons that were interested in this medicine and interested in my experiences. And I had an audience of very interested persons, patients, and official medicine persons of this hospital. Everybody who's got a kidney disease would be happy not to need dialysis or to need it later. And that's what all medical persons should try to reach, that aim of persons can live independent of dialysis a bit longer, or maybe very much longer, or without dialysis. And that's why all researchers should think about that, be that people feel better in every day of their life with the disease. My disease, that ADPKD, cannot be cured up to now, but it's a big success that, for my case, that disease can be slowed down. And I think that's for everybody with a kidney disease, when it's possible to slow down the progression of the illness, of course, also for our illnesses, when people feel better every day and every hour of their life. And that's what people want. They want to feel good, or even a bit better than yesterday. And they want to feel independent of every minute thinking about their illnesses. And of course, concerning kidney diseases, people want to feel free to do what they like to do, or even a bit longer to be able to do what they would like the next hour. That's why research about kidney disease is so important, or for every disease, because it's a better life for persons. Yes, of course. It would be a very good thing when patients from every world, when medical experts could better develop medicaments and treatments to make a better life for patients, to make it possible that they can live better. Yes, of course. It's not only that medical researchers and patients, but also in politics of a lot of states, it would be very important that patients and medical researchers work together to influence politicians and of course companies that are producing medicaments, and medical companies that are researching, when that parts I mentioned work together. I think it would be the best idea to develop better treatments and a better life for the patients. The idea of the decade of a kidney is a very good one because researchers and companies and politicians get to know how important kidneys are for such a lot of persons around the world. I even did not know that more than 100 millions are concerned. And when politicians know this and get to know more about this, I hope is more money and time for researchers to develop better methods that are good for the patients and their every day of their life.
I'd like to thank my fellow patients from around the globe, giving their perspectives and their insights and talking about their shared experiences. One of the universal themes that you'll hear is diseases are tough to manage, but the insights that you gain and how you can apply those in the policy process to make an impact and to encourage other people to make a difference and to increase choice and options for patients is a universal theme. And that's something that the American Association of Kidney Patients, we incorporate that with our allies and we push it forward. And I really want to appreciate the folks that spoke today because it takes courage to stand up and have your voice counted. Thank you.